exist as the world government. What is in fact happening is we are losing our priority in the world systems on several levels. Number one, because we have weak leadership consistent from Clinton on Bush Jr. to Obama, who's a disaster, a man who never had a job, a man who never had an executive position, a man who never even was a senator. He was a false senator, wrote a book, who came out of the CIA, had never had any experience, and they cannot make any decisions. He's run by a woman named Valerie Jarrett in the White House, who comes of Chicago. Her father was in Iran, probably was a CIA operative. He comes out of the CIA, went to Occidental College, which was the CIA agency, and never really had any experience. He is totally incompetent, dysfunctional. A man like Putin, who's been in the intelligence community, sees it very clearly, sees his indecisiveness, sees the fact that we have no strategic sense either in Crimea or Ukraine, which, by the way, Crimea does belong to Russia. I was there when we took down the Soviet Union, and there was an informal agreement that Crimea would always remain to the Soviet system or the Russian system because it's the only port which belongs to Russia, and it's the only place where the Russian battleships and Navy can get out of on a warm water port. So it's not a question of Anschluss or Nazi annexation. It was all started by, again, incompetent people under John Kerry by the name of Valerie Nuland, who's an assistant secretary of state for Victoria Nuland, who's assistant secretary of state for Western Europe, probably a CIA cover, was related to a neocon, started all these problems while Putin was in Sochi, and started to create what we call agitation propaganda. Agitation propaganda.
Agitprop. Stay there, Dr. Pieczenik. I want to come right back and break all this down and where you see it going, because, look, Obama is so busy trying to wreck our education system, trying to target the Tea Party and gun owners and libertarians with Homeland Security. I want to talk about the degeneracy infesting the ruling class of really wanting to undermine their empire. I mean, it's crazy. We'll be right back. Now, I'm going to try to shut up and give you the floor, Dr. Pieczenik, so you can really get rolling here. But we can look at all the battlefields and all the manipulations and all the special interest and all the Obama vacationing more than any other president and the authoritarianism of the First Lady saying, don't say bossy, and all the rest of it, and Hillary, saying, let's save the girls when she wouldn't put Boko Haram on the terror list. The degeneracy of the system, the corruption, the disconnect, the Obama saying raising the debt limit doesn't raise the debt, saying if you have a business, you didn't build that. The communist slogans, lean forward, right out of Karl Marx on MSNBC and CNN. I mean, really, I never believed it was a communist conspiracy. I knew that special interests used that to domesticate people. But now I realize that the only ones active and mobile in the corrupt corporate system are a bunch of really sickening authoritarian folks that are calling for the arrest of anybody who is right of Mao Zedong. And I see the CIA helping put Mao in and all this. I mean, it really freaks me out to think, who are the ruling class? What is the ideology? Why do they hate Christians so much, Dr. Pieczenik?
Well, number one, I don't think there's any more of what we would call a ruling class. What we have is we have a fractionation of a government. And basically, in some ways, it's really quite good because we have a totally incompetent president, followed by a formerly incompetent president, followed by a formerly immoral incompetent president. So for 30 years, we have had no one who's really been in charge and has had any capability to run this country. However, that doesn't mean they're not vitriolic and they were not dangerous. As you know, Bush Jr. initiated 9/11, initiated the Iraq War, and then lied. What we have here with Obama is a total sociopath, quite ignorant, quite incompetent. I've said it for years from the beginning, Alex, when you and I talked, very dysfunctional. He's a product of Valerie Jarrett. He's a product of the banking system and the Pfizer companies, the big pharma, where he gave them $80 billion for a very dysfunctional health care system called Obamacare. And now what you have is basically companies on their own saying, you know what, the hell with America. And they really don't care. The companies have become basically these egregiously greedy, self-important companies that have no loyalty to the United States. For example, Pfizer, one of the biggest billion-dollar companies in the United States that supplies our medicine, has decided to leave our tax system and do what we call an inversion and go to England so that they can buy a lousy company called AstraZeneca, which is worth nothing on the equity basis, in order to avoid our taxes. So the job of all of our companies has not been to be an American company or a flagship, but it's to avoid taxes, to produce the greatest amount of profit, and to make sure that they pay the least amount of money. So there's no sense of American affiliation. Where does that come from? It comes from the very top, as you correctly stated. Is there a wild-wide cabal? No, because it's so fractionated. It is so self-oriented. It is so egregiously greedy and dysfunctional that what's happening is everybody now is going out on their own. Even our own generals have never stood up from Benghazi. Instead of saying after 8 hours of monitoring the situation and saying that this was a standout, this was a violation of military orders, and there was an illegal operation that went on, initiated by Brennan through SOCOM, Special Operations Command, they quietly left, got their pension funds, and said nothing. The same thing with our CIA. You have to remember, we have created a welfare state within our military, within our CIA, within our government. That has to be taken down systematically, and we don't have legislators for that. So
well, I was about to say, I mean, from what I know, just 20, 30 years ago, most people who were in the CIA were mainly Christians, conservative types, maybe misguided, but super focused, top of their class. Nowadays, because they're all over the place, they've like tripled the size of it. It's literally guys just sitting around bragging that they're in the CIA to girls and walking around with black suits and black sunglasses, just acting like they're secret police. And I mean, more and more we're acting like a third world country is what I'm saying.
Exactly. I'm saying you're correct. It's we're spending I want you to realize that we, the American people, among your audience, we're spending over $180 billion for intelligence that's worth nothing. Most of the CIA are outsourced. That's 70 to 80% of the people who work in the CIA really don't get paid by the CIA itself. They then join SAIC, CAIC, MITRE, all these cutout organizations that are totally worthless. And then you have all these think tanks. Then you have the Secret Service, which really never serves the American public, but serves their own needs and maintains that they protect the president. Protected presidents are dispensable. The country is not dispensable. The office of the presidency is not dispensable. Yet not one Secret Service agent ever stood up and said, Obama's lying, Bush was lying, Clinton was lying. They never said a word. So their loyalty is not to the country. It is to their own jobs and their own sense of secrecy. So what we have is a government of military intelligence and secrecy within this republic, which has never been opened up, which has never been fragmented by great Christians like General Eisenhower. Even Jimmy Carter fired 9,000 CIA operatives, and they call him dysfunctional, yet he was the one who made a treaty between Israel and Egypt. I haven't seen any other president say it. And we have lost the Christian Judaic values of this country, and it became a monetary, greedy, self-absorbed country. Now, how does that relate to our education? Our education is a disaster. It is a disaster of the highest order. I've gone to Cornell, MIT, and Harvard, and I can tell you that each of those schools have literally whored their way into mercenary activity. I recently took a course at MIT on Internet Big Data. It was a terrible course, yet it gave away its MIT prestige because it needed the money. Now, one of the teachers was really an American, and those who were American knew nothing about banking and knew nothing about finance.
No, that's it. Americans know how to act tough. Now, the hardworking truck drivers and farmers and school teachers, people, they're all trying. But literally anyone in the establishment now just goes around posing all day, talking about how smart they are. And I talk to executives and people now, and they don't know anything either. It's really scary.
No. And not only it's scary, but you just had an example at Walmart where they lost money, yet the executives made money while the employees lost their money and lost the stock value. So you have a very criminal, inconsistent system where we don't have an oversight. Congress has to be eliminated. The entire system of Congress and the Senate is nothing more than a fancy welfare state unless we begin to bring in new parties. We can no longer have the Republican and Democrats. They're dysfunctional, they're sociopathic, and we need new parties that come up, be it the Tea Party in a new form, be it a Libertarian Party. We need more than two parties, and we need to break through this notion that if a Republican comes up or a Democrat, it's absolutely irrelevant. Look at the absurdity of where we've come. We've come through 30 years of disgrace, immorality, and a-Christian values, and who would he come up with? Bush and Hillary Clinton. That is a disgraceful stigma on the American public to say these are the only two candidates that we have of a president. No, we should have had more candidates. We have great Americans, even like you. I don't care if you started a party. It's not relevant. I'm serious. And I don't care if a libertarian starts a party, Rand Paul, anyone. But they have to be able to break into the systems and have the experience at the executive
Sure, well, let me
level.
ask you this question, because you're a top analyst and the head of PSYOPs for the State Department and have run on just countless secret operations, so I respect your view on this. Where does your gut tell you, Dr. Pieczenik, the world is going? What does your gut tell you is going to happen to Western civilization? You were starting to get into China and the pivot there and what China was doing earlier when we went to break. Talk about that some.
Well, my gut is telling me that things are not good in America overall. In terms of the overall regime of America, we no longer need it. I'm telling you from a gut level, having worked after 5 presidents, I want to inform your audience, a president is really only good for 100 days. The rest of the time, we're wasting money on a person just running around and bullshitting, quite frankly, just saying nothing and doing nothing. Whether it's Obama, whether it's Bush Jr., whether it's Clinton, whether it's any other president. So we don't really need it. We have to go back to our founding Christian fathers like George Washington, who was very leery of having a president. Secondly, the Congress has to be disbanded, reoriented, along with the Senate, because that's nothing more than a welfare state. Number 3, I'm very disappointed in our military. From my point of view, our military, professional military, is nothing more than a fanciful communist system where we take care of them from cradle to grave. Very few of them ever been in combat. If they've been in combat, they show leadership. They never go up to the generalship. And the generals and the admirals then become executives at SAIC, CACI, or Northrop Grumman, and they waste our money. So we're constantly wasting our money. Our CIA is worthless. We have to completely get rid of it. We have 16 intelligence organizations. We don't need them. They haven't been effective. They have done absolutely nothing. Then we get back to the 3 branches of government. Now we get John Roberts, whom I do not respect, at the Supreme Court. This is an individual who's supposed to be Christian, yet he made one of the most stupid, illogical decisions that a corporation has the freedom of speech. He was paid off. I can assure you he was paid off. I can assure you he has a questionable background as a Supreme Court justice. He was appointed by nobody else than the stupidest Chief Justice Rehnquist, who Nixon hated. As much as we may have said bad things about Nixon, he cared about America.
Well, that's why the establishment got rid of him, is because he wanted to be president, and they didn't want somebody acting like president. I agree with that. Let me ask you this question then. Looking at where this is going, I mean, I know the military at the top sold out, but when it comes to the enlisted, the non-commissioned officers, and even low-level commissioned officers, they're some of the most professional, informed people, and they listen to this show. Almost everyone I talk to in the military on the street is a listener. I'm not bragging. It's actually pretty scary.
No, I agree with you, and I want to address them personally, because I have repeatedly for 3 years asked for the resignation of General Shinseki. I knew he was incompetent. I knew he couldn't run the VA, and as I'm saying this to my VA veterans, and I'm a veteran, that he has to go. But he was so obstinate, so arrogant, and so incompetent that he remained there until men died. Now, I'm saying this to our military at the captain level, the lieutenant level, and the lieutenant colonel level. You will never have a chance to get promoted in a system where professionalism will be more important than competency and intelligence. And that's why we need new leaders like Eisenhower to clean out every one of those generals. If I came in as Secretary of Defense, I would have fired 1,000 generals and admirals automatically, just like George Marshall did.